Hello everyone, this is a bit of a follow-up from the other day in Scottish Power. Basically, I'm going to look at some of these words like you, because that is not you. So, and especially on the bill where it says there, bank giro credit. It says credit, it doesn't say debit. So we're going to look at the words debit, credit, giro and bank. You, your, they're not you. And I've done quite a lot on all the bills of exchange, all the meanings. Like a bill means bill of exchange. Note means promissory note. Well, they say here on one of them, along with your bill. So they're telling you it's a bill. So it's a bill of exchange. And they're saying it's a bank giro credit. It's not saying a debit, you owe. And I think this is a cheque and a paying-in slip. If you compare it to a paying-in slip, my paying-in slip's got this, don't write below this line, a load of numbers the same, but it's a cheque because it's in the right hand side. If it was a debit, it'd be in the left, which is what it says in the Oxford Dictionary of English. So I've just highlighted a few of these. As you can see, you, your bill. So they're telling you it's a bill of exchange. You, your, it's not you. There you are. Along with your cheque. So they're telling you it's a cheque. So you is plural and not you, the living man or woman. Your belonging to or associated with the person or people that the speaker is addressing. All of these, the books I'm using to get these meanings from is the Oxford Dictionary of English, 2nd edition, and then I put the page numbers on if anybody's got these books, they can have a look themselves. And also Black's Law, 4th edition. So that's the only two books I've used for this. And then bill, a noun, and has a number of different meanings from the old bill to a bird's beak. But the ones for this bill is a banknote, poster or handbook, handbill, sorry. Yeah. And also in Black's Law there's quite a number of pages regarding just the word bill. And then they add things to it, bill of exchange, and you know, look, domestic bill of exchange, and then there's a foreign bill, and it's all worth having a read if you've got these books. But I'll put it on this PDF. You can download it from the website if anybody wants a copy. And then, oops. And then we've got Flaming Nora. I hate this computer. Then we've got bank giro credit. So the word bank means a land alongside or sloping down to a river or lake. But obviously what we're looking for, here we go, in the Black's Law it's a bench or seat, the bench of justice, the bench of tribunal occupied by the judges, the seat of judgment, a court, the full bench or the assembly of all the judges of a court. But an institute of great value in the commercial world, empowered, yeah, I love all these words, to receive deposits of money, to make loans and issue promissory notes, designed to circulate as money and commonly called banknotes or bank bills, or to perform any one or more of these functions. The word giro, from the Oxford Dictionary of English, a noun, a system of electronic credit. A system of electronic credit, not debit, just credit. It's not debit and credit, just electronic credit. Transfer used in Europe and Japan, involving banks, post offices and public utilities. And I can remember, I don't know, 30 years plus ago, when people were unemployed, were getting checks sent in the post from the dole, the giro check. A check or payment by giro, especially a social security payment. So it's telling you it's a credit, it's not a debit. You don't owe it, they owe you it, but you can't cash it, so you're having to transfer it back to them. So credit, a noun, the ability of a customer to obtain goods or services before payment, based on trust that payment will be made in the future. Strange they've used I've got unlimited credit as an example. So this can all be found in the Oxford Dictionary of English, page number there, 406. I mean, that particular book's only about £2 or £3 on eBay. It's just well worth getting them. And here, the money lent or borrowed under a credit arrangement. An entry recording a sum received listed on the right hand side or column of an account. The opposite of debit. A payment received. So like I said, it's a payment you should be having, but you can't cash it, so you have to discharge it, and that's what they're not accepting. But with all this, we keep finding you can prove it time and time again. And praise also, acknowledgement or credit given is acknowledgement or praise given. If a man or woman are doing something, do you give them credit for their work or debit for their work? It's obviously you give them credit. Well done, good job. Obviously, unless they haven't done a good job. And credit in Black's Law Dictionary, the word means the ability of a businessman to borrow money or obtain goods on time, in consequence of favourable opinion held by the community or by a particular lender as to his solvency or reliability. The word debit, Oxford Dictionary. The word debit, a noun, an entry recording a sum of money owed, listed on the left-hand side or column of an account. The opposite of credit. So this is proving, without a doubt, it's a credit. It's not a debit. They owe it you. You can't cash it. So you have to discharge it. Or the double, treble dipping. And there's the original one they sent me. And all I've done is typed it all out and then highlighted all these yous, yours, bill. So you can see it clearly. Every column has got a you, your in it. But at the top it says there, you can pay your bill. So if we go to these couple of videos, these are tie in all. If you watch these two videos, they tie in all this PDF which you can download. It explains it a lot better as well. It just falls in.
Okay, now let's look at what a bill is. It comes from the mercantile law. An account containing the items of goods sold or of work done by one person against another. It differs from an account stated in this. The latter is a bill approved and sanctioned by the debtor, whereas a bill is made out by the creditor alone. So say you engage your local plumber or carpenter to do a job for you. That is a bill approved and sanctioned by you, the debtor, whereas a bill is made out by the creditor alone. Okay? And this is how they're catching us. But by now we should be coming to the conclusion that we no longer use money, we use paper, and that paper is used in place of money. So we need to look a little bit further to see how we're going to use this paper correctly, because unfortunately we've not been taught how to correctly deal with the paper and end up in court or paying fines for not dealing with it correctly. So if you realize that everything that is given to you is a presentment, and if you deal with it correctly, it will be paid. Okay, so we'll look at the Bills of Exchange Act, and we'll see that a bill means bills of exchange and note means promissory note. Okay, we'll be relying on this act and the Cheques Act quite a bit during this presentation. Bill of Exchange defined. A bill of exchange is an unconditional order in writing addressed by one person to another. So if you have a letter sent to you, it will be from one person. Now just having their corporate logo in the corner is one person, and they've addressed it to another person, which is you, so that is a bill of exchange. Now it must be signed by the person giving it, requiring the person to whom it is addressed to pay on demand or at a fixed or determinable future time a sum certain of money to or to the order of a specified person or to the bearer. 2. An instrument that does not comply with these conditions or that orders any act to be done in addition to the payment of money is not a bill of exchange. An order to pay out of a particular fund is not unconditional within the meaning of this section, but an unqualified order to pay coupled with an indication of a particular fund out of which the drawee is to reimburse himself, or a particular account to be debited with the amount, or a statement of the transaction giving rise to the bill is unconditional. Now, just go back to 3 there. 3A, 3 and 3A. An unqualified order to pay coupled with an indication of a particular fund. Now, if you've received your printout or your birth certificate, you will know the fund number to put on the document. Okay?
he goes, he talks quite a lot on the Bells of Exchange in this video, so it's well worth the watch. And the same with this other one he's got, Say My Name. This is what's coming up now, is all about you, the word you.
It's only doing business by contract, and we must consent to that contract, otherwise they cannot proceed. Government department contacting us by mail, the same rules apply. They're going to send you an offer in the mail, and they're going to make some claim upon us, but I'll show you what normally happens. If you read the letter carefully, remembering they can only deal with the dead, not the living, they're making an offer to us. The letter will address their fictional person, i.e. Mr. John Doe, and then go on to address you. You is plural, it's not us. You is plural. If the cops say, you, pull over there, or you, is this you? Say, no, I'm not you. Because we are not you, it's plural. In response, we must reply to their offer using their name. Okay? Dear John Bigwig, in his private and unlimited capacity. Now, this does scare them, but now we're addressing the man and not the corporation. So if we just put Dear Prime Minister or Dear Minister of Finance or that, we're addressing an office or another corporation. We've got to address the man in his private capacity. We thank John Bigwig for the letter we received today, the 1st of February 2017, but believe that John Bigwig has made a mistake. Always thank them. And look, so many people I've been talking to lately, they don't want to open the mail. They say, oh no, I'm going to send it back, not at this address and all that. They know where we are 24/7. We have cell phones that can track us down to a foot. So don't play those childish games. They went out years ago. Answer every letter. Do not be dishonourable. While a letter is addressed to John Doe, it claims that you owe us $1,000 and you must make payment by the 14th. As we are not you, we are returning this letter to John Bigwig so that he may forward this letter to you. Alright? It's that simple. Court documents are the same. Don't sit on these documents. Open them and send them back within 3 days. 72 hours is all you have. So you must get those documents back as quick as anything. Now you'll find with court documents the same thing. They're just an offer to contract. They're saying, we're sending this to a fictional character, but we're going to put it in the post box of the living man. We're taking a bet that the living man doesn't realise that he is going to come and act as surety for a fictional character.
And that's exactly what it is. A play on words, a trickery with words. That's why you've got to look at all these words they're using. So it's sort of coming across all this is sort of underlined everything. This is a credit, it's not a debit. You should be getting this money, but you can't. They won't cash it, so you have to discharge it. So it's basically sending the cheque back to them, and that's it.